Hey, jerks, what's up? Oh, I'm reading the chat. I'm laughing. You guys are making me late. Where's young Jelly? I think he's on the screen right there. This is one. Joe Viffle. He's late as usual. What do you think I'm late for? I got to get pumped up for you people. I have to have my proper smoke break, make sure my coffee's ready, my water. I got enough tissue. I got my pens. And then I'm reading the chat and I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Welcome. Friday week is over. Thank God. It's been a long week. But gee, it was kind of a good week. And I just want to open it up tonight. We're going to be talking about Grant Smith Ellis. I just received numerous documents. I'm only going to share some of them from the nonprofit MassCann, where Grant Smith Ellis was removed by the membership of that organization in a public vote. We're going to go through everything, all the documentation, and discuss that tonight. But I figured I would post this because this is funny. This is Kevin from Yellow Cottage Tales. I really appreciate Kevin has really been promoting the young jerks through all his AI artwork for his bunk show. I mean, I never listen. I don't know what he says on his show, but I see the artwork, and this is from this week. This is the latest propaganda from the anti-Karen Reed side, which is hilarious because it basically shows the jellyfish, the young jelly. He's always got the young jelly in his cover photos. And it says the judge lays down the gavel on free Karen Reed. And I'm just like, what's he talking about? Didn't he see that the judge is letting the defense have their chief dog bite expert? So it's just funny, like the propaganda, but also the support for the young jerks. It's obvious that we get to them with Betero and the shows that we do here. It gets to them because they're always putting up the young jelly, and I really do appreciate it. That's the best thing about Kevin is his artwork, his AI artwork. So I'm enjoying that tonight. It's enjoyable to see that we get under their skin so much. I don't even think about them, but every once in a while I see the young jelly. The young jelly is everywhere. They're promoting us. So thank you for that, Kevin. Yellow Cottage Tales. This is what we're going to discuss. This is probably going to be a quick show tonight. Maybe we'll take some phone calls. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, we're definitely going to be promoting the free Karen Reed standouts. FreeKarenReedStandouts.com is the website. There's going to be a national standout on Sunday morning. Sometimes some of the places are at different times, but a lot of them are in the morning, all across the state of Massachusetts, all across the nation. It may even be international. I need to check the website, but we're going to be going over that. We're going to be discussing that tomorrow night in preparation for Sunday. Sunday's going to be big. It looks like a lot of Karen Reed supporters are going to go out there. Some of the family even. Mazza Media just did a big show on this with some of the organizers. We're going to do something similar tomorrow night with some of the organizers, some of the people, and discussing it. And I'm hoping to be out to one of them on Sunday. And if you know me, I usually go to the ones that are less populated. I feel like I like to spread out the movement. I think it's better that way. So, I'm probably going to some place that's probably a little closer to me. If you're looking to meet up with me Sunday, hopefully. I can't make any promises. If I don't get there, I don't get there. But we'll see on that. Free Karen Reed Standouts, doing a show on that tomorrow, Saturday night. All right, we're going to have some guests, too. So MassCann, this is the nonprofit that Grant Smith Ellis volunteered for a couple of years. And I just got to say, I was part of this organization. I raised so much money for this organization, doing benefit shows, doing freedom rallies, booking, just amazing things that we did. I never spent a dime of the organization's money on myself. And specifically, I gave so much time and money and found ways to make things happen by doing other events and raising money that way. That's how we got Onyx, one of the first national artists ever to play the Boston Freedom Rally. It cost us like $3,000 to $4,000. MassCann didn't have it, so what I did is I had a benefit show the night before, an award show that I organized with a bunch of cannabis reform folks, and gave them awards, High Times, Normal, the whole 9 yards, the movement. And we booked all local bands. They all played for free. And Onyx played for free that pre-party, and that basically covered the cost. It was in the Middle East for them to travel and get hotels and all that. So there's always been a cost to the event that they do, but generally that event is a huge fundraiser. And they make money every year. And the year that Grant was in charge was the biggest moneymaker they've ever had. It was like at the height of post-legalization, when all the cannabis industry had tons of money to spend on marketing and promotion, and they all opened their checkbook for the Freedom Rally. Grant ran it that year. And they had the biggest revenue ever, but unlike almost every other year that it was run, there was a loss, a net loss. And it's, problematic for this organization. It's kind of hurt this organization big time. There was a lot of controversy about what he did at his short time with MassCann. He was basically quit the first year because they were going to vote him out. And then the second year, they actually, he ran again, and he won a seat, and he basically got voted out by the membership. They just basically called the meeting. And this is what we're going to talk about tonight, what happened here. And this is the first letter that, while Grant is apparently their secretary and their president, I think he wasn't the president at this time. He was their secretary. He had already been the president and lost the money and came back. He apologized and came back, and they let him back in. And so this is like the second term that he's been on their nonprofit board. And this is their message, their email to him saying basically, dude, we're going to remove you from the organization. We're having a public meeting on it. March 16th, 2023. It's at this time. Here's the Zoom link. Here's the allegations against you. The membership has requested this. Many people. These are the reasons why we're going to have this public meeting. You are welcome to defend yourself. And we're going to have a vote on whether you should remain a member. And recently I've gotten a lot of documentation about what happened with MassCann. And specifically, a lot of it has been public in the past, but I got these like better versions of it. And I got some extra stuff. So I'm going to share some of this tonight. And this is the first page. It goes on and on and on of the offenses or allegations that members of the nonprofit, people that pay their dues, as well as board members, made against Grant Smith Ellis. And again, these are all allegations. Doesn't mean he did these things, but we're going to go through this tonight. I want to thank the Potty Paralegal. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. Thank you so much. It looks like you're a member for 7 months, but then it says new member. It's so funny. Thank you so much for being a member for the last 7 months. All right, let's just take a look at this again. Let me grab a little coffee. I need a little coffee because this is going to be a long one. This just goes on and on and on. All right, here we go. This is a compiled list of offenses displayed by Grant Smith Ellis that have caused injury or harm to the organization, directors, and community individuals. Appendix A will show offenses and a lack of commitment to a position that he agreed to take and fulfill while building the trust of the community because of past 2021 transgressions. That's when he lost all the money, and a lot of money wasn't accounted for, and there wasn't a lot of communication about the spending at the event. So they go on. Please note that despite trying to communicate with a good understanding, this individual needs to be held accountable for his actions just as any other community member. This is Appendix A. And it talks about how he resigned in 2021 from the board of directors. He was the president of the time. After his board voted no confidence on him to be the president. And the reason why was related to the use of MassCann's funds for personal use. This is in 2021. He removed himself as a member as a way to avoid a special members meeting, which was called to remove a membership. So they basically called a memberships meeting in 2021, a special. They can do this if a board member is acting up. I served on this board for 10 years. I saw it happen a couple times. They're always contentious at any time you call a special members meeting to remove a member. And most of the time, even bad behavior skates by, I got to say. But you got to see that Grant's behavior was so bad that the members weren't going to have any of this. This is the most lopsided removal of a membership I've ever seen for MassCann ever. And I was on the board of directors for 10 years. It was highly contentious. We had several of these meetings, actually. But here we go. So they're basically they called the meeting to have him removed the first time he served on their board of directors, and he was the president at the time, and it was about the money. Basically all this money was missing, and he didn't want to talk about it. And we're talking like this rally made over $100,000. There was over $100,000 in revenue that year. This fundraiser on the Boston Common. So right before they're going to have a vote on it, after they announce that they're going to have this, and his board basically approved it, he removes himself. So then in January, this is in 2021. So he waits a while and he pretends he's sorry. And then in January 23, he comes back. During the MassCann annual election, Mr. Smith made statements making a commitment to the membership that moving forward, the directors and membership would focus on MassCann building better relationships with the community and the organization's membership. So he pretended that, he was going to be better this time. He learned from his mistakes. But they go on and they say since 2023, since that election, he hasn't fulfilled the position as press secretary. So he didn't, and he's not following the bylaws of the organization. He's verbally attacked members, event hosts, and other media outlets. That would be me. I'd be a media outlet that he attacked, thus being in violation of bylaws 7.4. In 2023, Mr. Smith attended events and did not conduct himself in a manner the director felt was appropriate as the press secretary or as a director. In 2023, the directors feel Mr. Smith intentionally and incorrectly is wording bylaws to misinform directors. He's being dishonest with people about the rules. He continually deflects on topics related to the organization's mission with disingenuous claims. That sounds like Grant, right? Attacking to intimidate lifestyle choices and disabilities. So anytime you go after him, he basically goes back to he's disabled. You can't attack him. He's disabled. Did I skip ahead? Hold on one second. All right. And at the bottom, this is about the New England Cannabis Convention event where Mar Stringer was attacked and Grant was apparently a witness. They're questioning about what he did that day too, because the organization didn't like the way that Grant was involved in all that. This is another point of contention for this organization in 2023 with Grant Smith Ellis. All right, just want to check in on the chat, make sure everything's good. If I can get that back up. Hold on one second. There we go. How's everyone doing? Am I doing good? You guys following so far? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, what is his expressed disability? It's changed over time. I mean, at one point he told me he had Crohn's. He also said he had a facial nerve disease thing. It's funny, too, because if he's got Crohn's, we're going to see by the PF Chang receipts that he billed to the organization. He doesn't seem to, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You folks tell me. Like, Chinese food, is that good for Crohn's disease? I don't know. I don't like to question people's disabilities, but you can't trust this guy on anything. All right, let's get back to it. This gets even wilder too. I mean, so now in 2023 at the New England Cannabis Convention, he tells this Boston Globe reporter, Dan Adams, that he was the informant behind the Curaleaf investigation, talking about the Cannabis Control Commission, and while working the MassCann booth in his director's capacity. So they felt like he's doing things that aren't happening MassCann necessarily when he's supposed to be working for them. I think that's minor, actually. But in 2023, as a co-chair of the Activism and Legislation Committee, Mr. Smith did not perform his duties, assisting the chief of the committee scheduled to host the meeting. So there's Grant promising to do work and then not doing it, which is frequent. That's what happened with me, with Grant. He often promised to do all this work and then wouldn't do it. And I would pay him, actually. Oh, man. Not much. I mean, it wasn't actually payment. It was more like gifting. Because he couldn't work. He's collecting disability. All right, let's go on. In 2023, Grant Smith Ellis referenced in chats that he could not do the work and needed help with press secretary position per 7.4 of the bylaws due to his conflict with school. In 2023, Mr. Smith, in his first 90 days since election, is physically posted to his personal media page regarding CC meetings and info regarding cannabis advocacy, but has not physically written anything for the organization as press secretary. So he basically took on this press secretary position with the nonprofit MassCann, and then posted and did all kinds of work in the field of cannabis advocacy, but not for them. Sounds familiar. It's pretty much what he did for us. Took our money, pretended he was going to do all this shit, and then didn't do anything, started a competing thing. That's what Grant did. Oh, man. That's pretty much what he did to MassCann. So there he is, not doing the work, but actually he is doing the work. He's just doing it for himself. This is where it gets really kind of gross. In 2023, Mr. Smith attacked the Freemasons, Frank Shaw, Phil Lampson, and the LGBTQ plus community that he claims he's part of, by the way. So he basically attacked this guy, Frank Shaw, who's a medical cannabis user who has HIV/AIDS. Frank is not a rich guy. Let's put it that way. Frank is, and Frank is doing it because he wants to support HIV cannabis patients. And what Frank had was a deal with some of these big dispensaries to offer a discount, a big discount, a substantial discount, actually, bigger than any discount I've seen in the state, actually. I was just pissed because it was only one group of people. I would love to see everybody get it, but at least some people were getting it. And it was the HIV positive patients. If you had HIV, you could go up to these dispensaries and get it for more than half off. No questions asked. And Frank Shaw had this set up, and one of the dispensaries canceled the program because of Grant Smith Ellis. And Grant Smith Ellis made allegations against this guy that he was a pedo. And he offered no proof. He offered some shady screenshots with no sourcing. And did it over and over again to this guy. So that's what they're talking about. They're a nonprofit, and one of the other groups that's a nonprofit is now upset at them because Grant Smith Ellis is going after one of their biggest volunteers. In 2023, MassCann received emails regarding potential defamation lawsuits due to Mr. Smith Ellis and his attacking statements. In 2023, the communications committee, Mr. Smith stated he had to reschedule the meeting. He left the directors of the committee without the chair, no time to make to make changes to it. In that meeting, the board rescheduled the meeting date for the chair, at which point the chair ordered the scheduled Zoom meeting to state he was in fear of his life. So this is Grant going absolutely hog wild. He's saying that he can't be at this meeting that he's supposed to chair for them because he's in fear for his life. What's his expected disability? I would say it's drama. Drama. In March of 2023, Mr. Smith Ellis made multiple unsubstantiated. Where'd I go? Hold on. I keep doing that. Unsubstantiated allegations that the president of the org is protecting pedos. So again, he's making crazy allegations based on nothing, just because Grant's mad at them. The worst kind of allegations, the stuff that you could actually get sued easily and lose a defamation suit. This is what this organization is up against. And I know the organization has recently sought legal counsel because, they want this to go away. They have forgotten about this stuff, but this guy keeps attacking them. So this is why they're having to rehash the last couple of years of him and put it together for an attorney. In March of 2023, Mr. Smith started communications between himself and the Attorney General, attacking MassCann, falsifying statements regarding the press secretary position, as mentioned in email to the Attorney General regarding March 18th special meeting regarding abusive interaction. So basically, he's crying to the Attorney General in emails, looking up the Attorney General's contact and their web forms, and tagging MassCann in on it, making sure they know and posting it online and all that shit. And it's basically about them having a meeting to kick him out. Yeah, here's another one. Here's a final one from 2023. In 2023, the org was notified of a social media post which stated Mr. Grant Smith Ellis had spread misinformation that a former director and member of the org was SA'd at our annual Boston Freedom Rally. That former member is outraged and doesn't want to renew membership due to the inappropriateness of the misinformation released about her. So think about that. He just made up something to get at MassCann and said this person was SA'd at the big Boston Freedom Rally. And this person came back and said, that never happened. I want my membership. I want my membership money back. I don't want to be a member of your org anymore if you have someone on your board that just makes up shit like that and even talk about it publicly without talking to the victim. In 2023, MassCann received multiple emails from the community, MassCann members and non-members, regarding Mr. Smith Ellis asking for his removal regarding previous actions listed in detailed items above. Now, there's a lot of shit that I've seen him do that's not listed here. We just didn't contact MassCann about it. You know what I mean? A lot of us. There's so much shit that you can't even believe it. But look at this. Look at this list that these allegations this little board of MassCann put together about Grant and their short time with him. Since March, Grant Smith Ellis has continued harassment of MassCann's social media pages, threatening members and community members when asking questions or awaiting responses. All right, this is part of the spending dump, too. This is like some of the things that Grant spent money on from MassCann with little oversight, with little... the board didn't know he was spending money on these hotel rooms, for instance, at the Hyatt that he used, by the way. It'd be one thing, too, if it was apparently one of the musicians got to use the room, which is great. You know, some of these musicians are are big, kind of, a big deal a little bit. This person, I think, is a big deal. I'm not going to name them. They got to use the hotel room. They were traveling from LA back to Boston, where they're from. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But the fact that Grant decided to use it without any type of disclosure to his board of directors and just charge it to MassCann is very shady. Should have been a discussion about that, especially when you're benefiting from that. So Hyatt hotel rooms. And then here's more from Grant Smith Ellis charging MassCann, PF Chang's dinners. They didn't give him approval for this stuff, apparently. This is in the file against him. Here's a message that they received about Grant Smith Ellis when he was on their board of directors. Defamation is no laughing matter. Some of you know me, but most of you don't know is that I am a Freemason. I and other Masons have heard Grant Smith's rumors about how we conspired to... So I got to say something about this too. This is in writing from somebody. That's not me, actually, which is interesting because I could make the same statement. Like Grant's, this is, I'm going to say the name. His name's Peter Bernard. Peter Bernard is a well-known cannabis activist and advocate in the state. He's also a Freemason. And Grant made crazy allegations against this guy because they had a political disagreement on Facebook. And he did the same thing to me. There was an activist that we all liked named Elmo, who was a good friend of mine, actually. And Elmo died. I'm going to say, I have an idea of why Elmo died, but I don't want to say too much about it because I haven't seen the family talk about it. And, I don't think it's anyone's business, but nobody murdered Elmo. And Grant went around and told people that different people murdered this Elmo that died. And the kid's name was Kyle Correo. He was from Gloucester, Mass. And I love Kyle. And the fact he did this, it said that he told people I killed them. Kyle was a veteran, man. Kyle would have never put up with this shit from Grant. It's another reason I'm speaking out. Because what he did to Kyle. I know if Grant did this to me and Kyle was here, Kyle would be raising hell for me. So that's part of why I'm doing this. He told people that Kyle was murdered. Kyle was not murdered. And if you don't believe it, ask his family. And we shouldn't even have to ask his family. It's like, I don't want you to ask his family because they shouldn't be harassed about this. You know what I mean? So basically, let's read this again. Defamation is no laughing matter. Some of you know Me, but most of you don't know, is that I am a Freemason. I and other Masons have heard Grant Smith rumors about how we conspired to kill Elmo as part of a vilification of Frank Shaw. Frank Shaw is also a Mason. As far as I am concerned, he has made these statements as a director of MassCann. If this does not stop and a retraction not made, MassCann and Grant will find themselves in front of a judge to explain this behavior. If he wants to trash Frank, that's between him and Frank. Stop dragging Freemasonry into it. Imagine, both these guys too are not like master Freemasons. These guys are not rich dudes. They're, Peter, I know he struggles to get by. He's a good guy. He's a hard worker. I like him. And Frank Shaw is a medical patient. I don't think he has any income. So these guys are not like big time King Masons, but they are Masons. It's well known. They talk about it. And because Grant had political disagreements with these guys or personal, issues, he decided to use their Masonry against them and create a conspiracy theory that they killed this well-liked, well-known activist who died. Friggin' disgusting. That's why MassCann called a meeting of their members, something that they don't lightly do, something they don't want to do. Any organization doesn't want to have a meeting to remove one of the people on their board. It's not a good look. But they felt like they had to because of shit like this. And so here it is. Dear MassCann member, on behalf of the board of directors, we would like to give you an update on the emergency members meeting that was held on Friday, April 7th, 2023. And it goes through and says, this is what we did. This is how we did it. These are the bylaws. This is the reason why, as you know, these guys did it by the book. That's what I like about this. This is so by the book because they knew Grant was going to try to challenge it every step of the way. So they read the bylaws. They did everything that they were supposed to do. And it continues. And this is the part that's the most important. They gave everyone a chance to speak. All the members got to speak on it. Grant was welcome. Now, Grant showed up at the meeting on the Zoom. This is a Zoom meeting they're having. He says, I can't participate in this meeting because the oligarchs, the Russian gangster oligarchs, are after me, and my safety is so important. I'm not safe right now because of my reporting. I'm such a big deal that you guys got to postpone this meeting because I'm not safe in this location. I have to keep moving. I have to go to a safe house. This is what he said. He's got all these allegations against him. He comes up with another conspiracy theory. This is Grant Smith Ellis in 2023. So they let everyone, state their feelings. All the active members who were there, they voted on a software called OPA Vote. Directors gave approximately 10 minutes for the membership to log in and vote using the software. The voting software was then screen shared during meetings to show the results of the vote of the membership as outlined. Let me say that again. Results of the vote of the membership as outlined in section 4.6 of the organization bylaws. So again, they did it according, by the rules. A vote to remove Mr. Smith as a director and press secretary was obtained and passed with 94% of the vote. 94. I watched that. I watched it live. I was just shitting myself. I couldn't believe it. Because for so long he got away with bullshit in the community. And that night everyone said, enough. There was like over 50 something, I think 70. I don't even know how many votes. There was a shitload of votes. And then there was like 2, 3, 4 friends of his. And you got to question those folks. I think one or two of them probably would change their votes today. Today it'd probably be 99% or 100. So they got a 94% vote from the members to remove this guy. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Never. At that time, it was noticed via live on Zoom to membership that Mr. Grant Smith Ellis was removed as a director of MassCann per section 4.6 of the bylaws. Thank you, MassCann's board of directors. So that's it. That's Grant and the nonprofit. And to say the least, there was much more than that. They didn't just make those allegations about misappropriations of funds and just have it be a hotel room and the PF Changs I showed. There's a lot of questions about how do you have the highest revenue ever from a Boston Freedom Rally and lose money and you've kept no track of where all that money went. He's lucky he didn't get charged with grand larceny, in my opinion. Lucky. But they got him out of the organization. He's still harassing them. All right. Got another super chat. For you and your show, still making me laugh and feel better about this. We know. Thanks, Mike. Thank you so much, Della. Really appreciate that. All right. Oh, yeah, they did. They all realized it. I mean, when he went around and kept, changing the narrative that people assassinated our friend who was an activist and everyone loved, Kyle, that he was assassinated. He basically said that Curaleaf, the big conglomerate that I don't like, that I've exposed, he said that I was working for them and that I and Curaleaf assassinated this activist that I was actually friends with. I used to, Kyle started out in the Massachusetts cannabis movement, basically being my intern, being my muscle actually on my show when we had in a live studio. If we had a confrontational guest, which we did have one night, he helped make sure they got out of the building with a smile, because he was that kind of guy. He was actually a nice guy, but he would back you up. He would make sure shit worked, and he would always have the best cannabis. That was the best. That was really his role on the show, is to make sure any of our guests coming into the building, it was a complicated building to get into to find your way in. He would greet them if they wanted to have a smoke, use the bathroom, and he would always have some cannabis if anyone wanted to smoke that too. He was just a great friggin' guy. And he used to have this thing kicked down, basically support the people below you. And he was all about it. And he was an outlaw too. And he helped a lot of people. He's just the opposite of everything Grant was. And Grant has latched onto him. That's why you see the Elmo sticker on Grant's phone. But Elmo's friends hate Grant. And it's because of shit like that. He went around and lied about how Elmo died to use it for his own benefit. And that's as sick as... So when we say Grant is dangerous and be careful of him, that's what we're talking about. And I'm hopeful that some of the MassCann people may come on the show. I know they're watching. They may tell some of the stories, because there's been a lot of stories to tell about what Grant's done to different people. Yeah, and that's the other thing I want to cover this. I'm glad you brought this up. Grant's behavior with Jess is real creepy. Jess isn't rattled as a reporter. That's the thing. Jessica Machado, what he did to her was disgusting. And the fact of it is, he was going after her before that, too, even before the physical confrontation. That's what Grant likes to do. And the fact of it is, Jessica Machado has 1 year restraining order. I'm expecting and guessing that by the time the next trial happens, Grant Smith Ellis is going to be around again. He's probably going to be free to be in the court. And so that's why I want to make sure people are aware of who this guy is, what he's about, how he's dangerous. He is a dangerous individual. And I want to remind people too, and it's funny too, like we just had Diana DeZoglio on the show. It was, I don't know, maybe a second, third time coming on, maybe even more than that. But the last time before this that she came on, and same thing with Mara Dolan, Anytime we had a guest, especially a female guest that was like a politician or an office holder, he would go after them and say, why are you going on Mike's show? He would make up all this shit about me and try to scare them off and have them cancel my show. This time, I waited kind of to the last minute because I didn't want him to harass them again. Even though I know that they don't give a shit, that they're going to come on my show anyways, I just don't want him harassing people over me. So this time I kind of did it at the last minute, but he didn't go after them. And I'm convinced it's because he doesn't want any anymore from me because he knows he's screwed. So we're going to keep covering him. If he continues to harass people, we're going to cover. We're going to expose all the dirt we have on this guy over and over and over again. Because he does target women. He does target people who have disabilities. He does target LGBTQ. He targets people who have lost loved ones to death. I mean, look what he did with Kyle, with Elmo, to Kyle's family, to Kyle's friends, to me. He told people I killed my friend. And people believed it for a while. And I didn't even know he was telling people that. And then all of a sudden, they all, like 6 months to a year later, when they realized how crazy he was, they started telling me about it. And I was like, holy shit. People believed it. People believe that because the guy could be very convincing. It's weird. People don't buy how dangerous this guy really is. Yeah, I noticed I think the new phone doesn't have it on there. And I also think he might have been getting some threats because Elmo, I got to tell you about Elmo and Kyle. He had a group called National Trichome Society. And when I say Elmo was an outlaw, he was an outlaw. He would move pounds of weed. Let's put it that way. And he would get medicine to patients. But he was basically organizing all the outlaws and all the growers to basically, expose the deadbeats, the people who would rip off your grow or the people who would try to rob you, which would happen a lot. So they would expose those people and go after them and do things like dox them and, justice, street justice, right? Organized. He would do those types of things. He would expose the bad characters in cannabis too, like the corporate suits. When I was covering all the bad stuff happening to Lorna and the other workers, he would back that. His group would back that up. So a lot of his people, a lot of his friends are pissed off at Grant because they know what he's done. And they're like, I heard a couple of them. I saw some messages like he's going to get it. Like, we're going to get him. Especially if he keeps flashing the Elmo stuff. Like, we don't want to be associated. We don't want our friend to be associated with the scumbag. All right, again, tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I think... who's going to be on the show? I know a couple people. I got Bobby Silva definitely going to be on the show tomorrow night to talk about their free Karen Reed standouts, which are going to be on Sunday. So tomorrow night. And maybe Meredith, if she can make it. She's going to let us know tomorrow. Maybe Meredith O'Neill might be on tomorrow night too. 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Yeah, Bobby. I love Bobby. Bobby's the man. Bobby's the one who created the Young Jelly artwork that we have for sale with me walking the dogs. That guy is going to be on the show tomorrow. He's a great guy. He's helping him with the free Karen Reed standouts. I love Bobby. Every time I see him, I get so excited because it's like, oh my God, you decide. He just, I love that. That's what I love about our community. They'll just send you something and then you end up using it. You're just like, this is so good. I need to use this. I'm just reading some of your comments right now. Olivia Niles in the chat. Hi, Olivia. Are you missing any good comments? Dennis Sweeney's in the chat. Boots on the ground. We're definitely promoting Sunday. Tomorrow night, we're going to be promoting. Well, right now, we're promoting it. Sunday, national standouts. No matter where you are in the country and world, Find a standout. If there isn't one, create one. I'm going to be at one hopefully on Sunday morning. Free Karen Reed. Karen Reed Standouts. KarenReedStandouts.com is the website. They have them all listed. We're going to go over it tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mazda just did a great show on it. Raised over $1,000 for Free Karen Reed. Again, we're going to be doing some fundraisers for Karen Reed as well. I can't wait for that. That's the weirdest thing. I had a chat up. This is so weird. I had a Facebook chat up, right? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, actually. And I'm just checking a message on Facebook. And while I'm speaking, it's transcribing it in the group chat. Like what the hell is going on here? Did I press a button, or is this the new AI that just picks up your conversation? This is so, it's like forever. I want to make sure I get rid of this here. I don't want this getting sent. I am a boomer. What is this? I'm discovering this new tools on Facebook. I don't use this isn't even a, you know how they do the little recordings on Facebook? This was actually like, it was transcribing what I said in words. That is so weird. All right. I'm done with my boomer moment on Facebook. You know what I want to do is I want to open the phone lines. If you guys want to say anything about Grant Smith Ellis tonight, or if you're going to a standout, for Karen Reed on Sunday, you can tell us why. Or anything else you want to talk about. I'm only going to take a few calls, but I'm going to open it up right now. Let's see if it works. I got to do this tonight. Earlier, I was about to announce the show, and my computer froze up, and I was like, holy fuck, I need a backup. I'm going to be buying a backup soon, definitely. All right, I think we're connected. So if you want to call in 978-560-3155, maybe you want to comment on Grant Smith Ellis. Oh, this too. You know, one thing that's constant lately is these jokers who, I don't know if they realize that they're not helping their cause, because we're documenting all this for over a year, like pretty much for like 2 years now. I've been, myself and many other people have been threatened by these clowns on social media, and we know who they are. And they think because they have brand new anonymous accounts that we don't know who they are and we can't prove it. And they're basically saying that we're going to be sued if we don't stop talking about Free Karen Reed. And here's the latest. I'm not being sued for defamation by the McAlberts at the conclusion of the Karen Reed murder trial. My sources tell me as many as 15 Free Karen Reed grifters are being sued. Congrats and good luck. And that's directed towards Nurse Kim and myself, who are in that Twitter thread there directly. And even says it here. He says, not as dumb as the upcoming defamation lawsuits I heard about. Good luck with that. I hope you and Mike Crawford know a good attorney. Talking about Nurse Kim and I. When you continue to threaten someone publicly to scare them, to get them to do something that you want, that's actually considered, what is it considered? Extortion. We're documenting it. Keep talking. Keep telling us what you're going to not do. So again, I'm going to put the phone number up if you want to call tonight. 978-560-3155. It's connected. Don't be shy. Let me check out the chat for a little while, too. Yeah, they do all project. I'm still waiting. If you want to get in, you haven't been able to reach us, this is a good time to do it. No one's calling tonight. 978-560-3155. Maybe Grant wants to call. He did call one night. He tried to talk over me. He soon realized that I had the power to mute him. I'm talking over me buddy on my show. He won't call now, though. Yeah, Richie won in court today. Rich, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yep. Rich won in court. He had his littering charges. That's all they had against him. They dismissed those two. They made him pay a fine, or not even a fine. Court. They call it court costs. I think it was like $1,000. He doesn't give a shit. It's done. I mean, that's the bottom line. Yeah, I would love Kevin from Southie, one of the decorated guys, to call in. That would be great. I don't think he'll ever call in again. Yeah, he's 30 days to pay $1,000. I don't think he's going to have an issue with that. He's got a business. (978-560-3155). Maybe you want to talk about Turtle Boy shit too. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Karen Reed? Anything. 978-560-3155. Last call. People are getting shy. This is my second show where we got no calls. Oh, there we go. Of course we got a call right when I say that.
Hello?
Hi. You're live on the show.
Hi, Mike. It's Patty Lima. How are you?
Patty, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I just got on here and
You're live on the show.
Mike?
It's Patty Lima. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to stand up. Well, I don't know what the lawsuit is now that you guys are being threatened, but enough of the attorney stuff. Everybody, lawyer. Get a grip, man. What is this now? I've never seen lawyer thrown around so much in my life. Guess what? They're not up there with the good Lord. I was married to one. Get off it. Everybody getting attorneys.
Yeah, I know, right? The only attorney I like is when Bettero's on the show.
Listen, I love Mark Federer, but I've never seen so many lawsuits, and we're losing focus on Karen.
Yeah.
Good
point.
know, when I hear my echo, I got to learn how to call in. But yeah, Mike, this is ridiculous. And you know what? You guys are the best. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to shut the TV off if I hear attorney one more time.
Thank you so much. I agree. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't want to talk to attorneys.
Of course you don't. And I see your face when I see you talking about this stuff. You're not really, to me, confrontational. So that's why I like watching the show. So these people need to just get a life.
Absolutely. Thank you, Patty. Are you going to any of the standouts by chance?
I have been to a couple, and I do. It's really funny. I'm from Martha's Vineyard, and the first standout I went to, the girl standing next to me, we grew up together, and we didn't even know it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and so she's at Kelly Square every weekend, and I really feel like no matter what the weather, I got to join her this weekend. She shouldn't be out there alone.
Awesome. I love it.
Yep.
You're the best caller.
Yep.
You're the first caller tonight. Please call again next time.
Listen, I had to tell you, I called him before. You're great, and just ignore this people.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I just want them to know that they may be the ones that get in trouble actually for this shit. So I just want to give them a little warning. You know,
Yeah, no, and I get that, but these idiots crack me up.
Oh, yeah.
You better know a good lawyer. All tough.
You think I know any good
Come on.
lawyers? It's so funny when they say that to me, Patty. Do you think I know any good lawyers? What do you think?
Yeah, and you brought in the best Devereaux. He is awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was married to a lawyer, and guess what? I'm not spending money on any attorneys. I'll represent myself.
Right. Good job. Oh, I appreciate
All right,
it, Patty.
good night.
Thank you. Have a good
All
night.
right, have a
Bye.
good night. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. You know what? If anything happens to me, I will have a good attorney. Trust yourself on that. No worries. I love Olivia Nile. It's worrying about nothing or planning for nothing because she's so right. Olivia says, well, there's actually been 0 lawsuits from the side that so eagerly threatens them all the time to intimidate people from exercising their First Amendment rights. Isn't that the fact? And I'm not scared to get sued by them. It'll be a field day, actually. We'll have fun. The only thing that will suck is I'll have to walk less dogs, but that will be fun for me, actually, take some time off.
And I'm not skinny.
Hello?
Hi, you're live on the show.
I am?
Yes.
This is Mike?
Yes, it is. Who am I talking to?
Lori Larson.
I say that again?
Lori Larson.
Laurie. Thank you, Laurie.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty good. It's Friday night and, getting jiggy with it.
Well, I just want to tell you that I've been watching for the past, since the shit show started, and I haven't been to the standouts. I had 2 surgeries less than a year apart on my knees, so I can't do much of anything. But I am so, consumed by all the shenanigans and the YouTubers. I really like to do something about the corruption in Massachusetts.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we're all trying to do together. You got to do, it's raising awareness is big.
Yes. And I sit home and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to that poor woman. Since it came out on the news, I think it was the next morning, they were posting all that stuff on TV about Karen. I knew right off the bat she didn't do it. Just the way the TV was coming out. So anyways, and so the cannabis that you talk about.
Yeah.
My sister owns a business in Millbury, Mass that they just opened up called Wonderland. Her and her husband just opened up.
Congrats.
I'm trying to see if she can do something for the Karen Reed standout. Do you have any recommendations?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I'm trying to think so in a way they wouldn't get it, too much pushback. Because everyone wants the product. You know what I mean? I'm thinking do a fundraiser, but I don't know. I just that CCC is weird, man. I'd be careful. I mean,
yeah. Well, I wasn't really talking about that, but she's in a very good location.
Yeah.
Do you know where Mill Valley Mall is? She's right by the bridge where they were doing all that construction.
Yep. Well, you could get a standout going. You just got to promote it. It's if you want anyone who wants to start a standout, it's free. KarenReedStandouts.com, and you could start your standout right there.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
And then you can get other people to show up.
Yes. Well, I'm not from around there. I'm from Munson, Mass.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Yeah.
They've had some growing issues. They've had some. I think it's Hecka. Is Hecka and Monson growing over there?
Yeah. I don't know the name, but it's right on Palmer Road down there.
That place
it's not that they have a lot of mold or something like that. A lot of mold. Yeah. They don't have a storefront. They don't sell it.
Yep. I was the first to break that
Um,
one. I'm trying to figure out remember which one it was though, because there was a couple of them. But I was the first one to like break that they had mold in that facility.
Oh, really?
The employees send it to me. They're the
Wow.
ones who really break it. They send the pictures and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I would love to have you go in to meet my sister Carol. She's a woman-owned business owner.
Nice.
It's a beautiful place. It's actually voted for one of the best looking inside the store. She's got what is it called? Or the Cat in the Hat? Not the Cat in the Hat. Alice in Wonderland
Oh, very nice.
thing going on. It's pretty cool. You know, they got the Mad Hatter. It's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Take a ride over to see there.
Congratulations to her. Thank you so much, Laurie. And what do you think? What do you think
Thank
about
you
this?
very much.
Before I let you go, what do you think about this Grant Smith Ellis? Do you know about him? What do you think about him?
He's a kook. He's always been a kook. I think someone should really look into his behavior. Are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just listening. I agree. That's what we're that's what we're trying to do here too, is look into it more and expose it so people can see it for what it really is.
Absolutely. I mean, he just twists the words around to make it look good and everything like that. And he's really not smart. I mean, there's obviously something wrong with that man.
Yep. I mean, I think it's
And
got,
Kate Pearson?
yeah. I mean, I think it's gotten so bad that we need to shame anyone who supports him.
Yes, yes. Well, Tom has a good heart for him.
No, I'm not
I
talking
think
about Tom.
you know,
Tom-
is
Tom-
what's going on.
Tom's different. Tom has to stand out there. I don't blame Tom at all. Tom can do what he wants. I'm not criticizing Tom.
I said
I'm talking about
I'm
the
not blaming
people that
Tom.
really support him on social media, who like share his shit, say go Grant. Like there are people out there who fund him, who give him money. Those people. I'm not talking about Tom at all. Tom's solid.
No. Tom's awesome. I you know, he's got a big heart and everything. You know, he's you know, he wants to look at both sides. But,
Yeah, and I think we're gonna
you know,
actually have Tom CPU on the show pretty soon, actually too. So
oh, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah,
Like maybe you should get some of the standout people, more people on your show.
definitely.
The ones that are really not on the ground.
Definitely. I'm gonna
You
do
know,
that.
the women
tomorrow.
that are home, sit on the couch, can't move, have to watch on TV and get aggravated.
Yeah. Are you hearing a
Yeah,
chirp?
it's been a long.
Do you have something chirping in the background?
My fire alarm has to be changed.
Oh, because I was trying to figure out, is it me? Because people were saying, I just noticed in the chat, they're like, address the chirping sound. And then I heard it and I'm like, wait. All right. That's perfect.
I'm
I
sorry,
appreciate, no, it's just funny. People want to know where it's coming from.
know.
Thank you so much for calling, Laurie. Please call again. You're great.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you. Good job, by the way.
You too.
Keep up the good work.
You too. Thank you
Yep,
for calling.
bye-bye.
Bye now.
They-
We get some fun callers. Good callers. I love the women that call. 978-560-3155. I said I'll take a couple calls. Maybe one more. We'll see. We got two good ones. It was Laurie and I think it was Patty. Was it Patty? Did I get that right? She was great too. We got another caller. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, you're live on the show. Who's calling?
This is Catherine Maloney.
Catherine Maloney. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good. I emailed you today a picture of my kids with your stickers.
Oh, you kids. Yeah. You kids had your young jerks had the stickers.
Yeah, my little jerks.
Yes. Thank you so much. I love that photo. That was great to see.
No, they were delighted, and my daughter wanted to stick all of them all over the walls, but I have put them safely away until she loses interest.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad that they enjoyed the stickers.
They did. I did as well. But yeah, I just wanted to call and say thank you for everything you do, Mike, because it's entertaining and you're getting the word out. So fair play to you.
Aw. I love it. Thank you for calling. What do you think about Grant Smith Ellis? Did you know about this character that we were talking about tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's more of a Twitter person, I think, and I'm not really on Twitter. But what I have seen of him, all I've heard every time when you were going through the documents tonight, you know the bit on the Glares super chat, Grants, how dare you? That's all I've heard in my head has been going off all night. How dare you?
Yeah, really. It's so funny. How dare you? I know, right?
He's unbelievable, though. Really, like he is. And the people in the chat are right. He's dangerous. He's malicious.
He sure is.
And I don't understand how he's gotten away with everything he's gotten away with for so long. But it's the same as all of them. How have any of them gotten away with what they're getting away with for so long?
Yeah, I don't know either. It's sad. It's sad that they've been empowered too, in a lot of ways, by the district attorney and the state police.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking today. Even if the Supreme Court come back and let Karen off with the 1 and 3 with those charges, it's not the end. Even when Karen's found not guilty, it's not the end, because as long as Morrissey's there, and we still have to find out what is actually motivating these people to keep them safe, to keep them. Do you know what I mean? What's actually going on? Because it's much bigger than Karen. Karen is a symptom of the disease, I think.
Definitely. I mean, the more that we hear about Karen Reed, we also hear about all these other cases and all these other people. So, I mean, look at Sandra Birchmore.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. I haven't even looked into the Justin Root thing, but it seemed pretty awful what happened to him.
No, I've seen that coming up. I have no idea what that's about.
A young man he had look, I don't want to speak too much on it, but it seemed like he had a psychotic episode and the police killed him.
Oh God, that's terrible.
And there hasn't been much oversight, disclosure on what really happened, and maybe some fraud about, that's what I mean. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know all the details, but there's a lot of things like that. There's a lot of injustice in the justice system. Like, there's so many people that will contact us, and I just can't get back to people. I know people don't understand it, but if you had 10 new people in your box every day saying, I need to talk to you for 2 hours on the phone about this thing, and then you just don't, I don't have the time for it. I just can't physically do it. Like, there's so much that doesn't get covered. Like, and
not enough hours in the day.
Yeah. I feel like our state needs to do some type of justice reconciliation program. Like, they need to set up a department at the state house or wherever. And just like they have the Cannabis Control Authority, they need to set up a group, just like they have the police oversight now, which is new. They need to set up a group that actually looks at all these cases, and because there's a lot of injustice in this justice system. That's all I'm saying. Not like, I'm not saying the entire system. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of times when the person is obviously guilty, but there are instances when people aren't guilty and they're convicted. So.
But then you see the cases like in Gulf Turk and stuff like that, and it's all the same guys from MSP and Brian Walsh, and these people might actually be guilty of what they've done, and because of what people like Proctor and Tully have been up to, they could get their cases thrown out, and there's no justice for those families either.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. There's a lot of cases too where guilty people get away with it. So think about those victims too. You know what I'm saying? Or things get covered up. There's so much, no matter what angle you look at it, it's just, there's problems with it. We need to invest in it more in different ways. I really appreciate your call. What, any comment on the standouts on Sunday? People standing out. Are you going to be there? What do you think about?
I wish there was one in Ireland.
Yeah.
I'm in Ireland.
You could start one.
I'd love to. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Nobody would come. It would just be me standing in a field, I think.
I hear you. You'll have to do a one-person standout.
But I'm trying. Yeah. I'm trying to get over in April, so I might see a few familiar faces outside the courthouse in April. I'm trying my best to get over for a couple of days, but we'll see how that pans out.
Awesome. Anyone else you want to shout out, like that you see doing great work on any of this stuff that you like, that you follow?
Dreamfeed Media, for one, huge fan of Dreamfeed Media. If you haven't checked her out, you should. She's amazing work. She does great work. She has a small kid as well, so I really relate to her. But she gets shit done because I do not. I love to get my own stuff started on YouTube. I'm working on some stuff at the moment, but with kids, it's just I don't have the time.
Absolutely.
Which is sad because I'm going through the trial again. I'm watching it all again, and every time I watch through it, there's something else that jumps out at me. Something else I didn't pick up the first time or the second time. Like today, I was watching just before they went on the viewing to 34, and they went to see the house and see the scene, and they went to see the car, Karen's car, and Lally gave like kind of jury instructions what he wanted them to look at, and he said he wanted them to pay particular attention to the center console in Karen's car, and I'm like, why? Like I don't know if I missed something, but it was just I don't think anything came of it from there, but just something interesting that I have noted down now.
That is interesting. I always wondered about what he was talking about there too.
Yeah. But I'll let you go for the next caller if you're going to take another one, Mike. I'm up past my bedtime.
Thank you so much for calling. Please call again from Ireland. I love Ireland. You know me. My whole family is Irish, Irish American or whatever we call ourselves. Yeah.
Well, I think that's why you have such a big following in Ireland, because I think the Irish people there's an affinity between Boston and the Irish, so we've always got your back. I don't think you went too far afield, really.
Yeah, no, I have always connected there, definitely. Thank you so much. I love to hear from my Irish folks. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Have a good one.
God bless. Oh, I love it. I love that we get calls from all over the world. Irish, yeah. County Cork. Yeah, if you want to call in, we'll take one more. 978-560-3155. If you do call in, turn down whatever you're watching it on, the TV or the computer or even the phone. I don't know. It picks up sometimes. So just make sure you hit the stop button. Hi, you're a local caller. I love it. What's your name?
In the comments section, I am Kevin from South Boston.
No way. This isn't
yes,
the Kevin.
In your comments section, yeah. I am Kevin from South Boston.
All right. So
I'm not the real Kevin from South Boston. We all know that fat bastard, right?
Yeah, you're the Kevin from South Boston parody account.
Yes, that is correct.
I love it. I love parody.
So
accounts.
I'm surprised nobody's called in yet and tried to want to roast Grant Smith Ellis, but is it me or does Grant Smith Ellis, is that the only three words that are more boring than gluten-free cracker?
Keep going. I love it.
Right? So, I mean, yeah. I put in the comments section a little bit earlier. I don't know if you saw it, but I mean, when Grant shows up for court, he looks like a 9-year-old that just found $1,000 in the street. I mean, he's got what? He's got shoestrings that he's got tied for belts, right? And not for nothing, I don't know what LG sees in him because he's got the same sex appeal as a gymnastics doctor.
The one that did the Olympics, the female.
Yes.
Oh, he does. I think they may be related. They may be related.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And he's such a fag that my stomach hurts.
Oh my God. Oh, my stomach is starting to hurt too thinking about it. I'm coming up a little short this month, Mike. Can I borrow a little money? That's what
absolutely.
Those were some of the last text messages from Grant to me.
Oh,
I'm a little short this month.
Not only that, but like, is it me or has Grant Smith Ellis's face convinced more women to have an abortion than the prenatal test for Down syndrome?
We're gonna The roast show is going to end up getting us YouTube flagged tonight. This is great. This is
Yeah,
worth
I mean,
it, though.
we might.
This is worth
and
it,
I,
though.
I apologize that does happen, but but listen, in all reality, he does suck so bad that his name should be porn star. Am I wrong?
No.
But speaking of my name, the guy Kevin from South Boston,
I gotta say, Kevin from South Boston, you can't do that to the porn stars. I mean, I know that people give porn stars a lot of hard time, but they're not Grant Smith Ellis.
That's true. But can we all admit that Kevin from South Boston is built like if you put soup in a Ziploc bag? Am I wrong?
No, you are
Am I
not
wrong by saying that? I'm sorry if I am.
You're good. I love it.
And I bet you this. I bet you if you gave Brian Albert a COVID test, you'd have to stick a mozzarella stick up his nose.
I don't even know what the hell's going on.
And Brian Albert is so fat, and he's got a stomach and titties that you have to say Happy Mother's Day and Father's Day to him.
You're gonna get a visit. Do you see what Diamond Jack is saying right here? You're gonna get a defamation lawsuit, Kevin from South Boston.
That's okay. Diamond Jack off. That's okay. We're good.
What do you think about
We're
these?
good.
What do you think about these people threatening lawsuits to everybody all the time for the last year?
It's literally like well, first of all, Jen McCabe is built like a Grand Theft Auto stripper. So, they're sad people. They're just such sad people. I mean, I could sit here and go on all night long, but I mean, there's no point. I'll let other people call in, but I just wanted to tell you, Mike, I met you at one of the Karen Reed standouts when we were at court one day. I'll be there on April 1st. I hope you'll be there on April 1st, and you can actually put a face to my voice. So, like I said, I took a picture with you. I met you once, but I don't want to keep this going too much. But I'll let other people call in. But thank you for all that you do. You're a great guy. You do a lot of good shit for everybody else, and again, just thank you for all that you do for Karen Reed and for everybody else that, that's fighting this corruption in this god awful shit state that we live in.
Thank you for calling. That was a great first call. The first one to really roast Grant Smith Ellis like that. I loved it. Thank Kevin from South Boston. Yeah. Please call again.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Hey, have a good weekend. Stay warm.
You too.
All right.
I was going to say go Pats, but it's over, right? Go Pats next year. We got a new coach. Thank you, Kevin from South Boston. That was a good call. All right, I think I'm done tonight. That was fun. I think I'm going to leave it there. One of the decorated dudes just called in. Yeah, that was the decorated dude. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin from South Boston would be a good performer that would get all the trolls going. Got to get him back for the next fundraiser. Yeah, hopefully Bramble's better. I think they just need some more better players, though. I mean, that's the key. They got Drake May. He's good. As long as he doesn't get hurt, they got a future. All right, I'm going to head out. Good to see Dixie. Dixie's here from Canton. What's up, my buddy John Como? We got to get him back up. Thank you, Scott McGinnis in the chat. MJ, I saw in the chat. Thank you, Stephanie, Sarah, and Jen. I love our mods. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tully's on his way right now. Tully's on his way over because we had too much fun on the show tonight. Mitty was going to call? I thought, okay. I mean, I could take one more call. Someone wants to call right now. You got it open. You know the number. 978-560-3155. You guys are making jokes right now in the chat. I'm laughing. But again, there's going to be standouts on Sunday morning and all across the nation. KarenReedStandouts.com. Check it out. We're going to be doing a show tomorrow night about it, 7 p.m. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully I'm going to try to attend one on Sunday, if things work out. All right. I'll give it a couple more minutes. 978-560-3155. Last call before we head out. We did get a call. We got a call from way out there. This is a good. Hi, who's calling?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Mike. This is Denise. I'm calling from Hawaii.
Hey, Denise from Hawaii. What's going on tonight? Or today? I don't even know where it is there.
We're 5 hours back from the East Coast.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just out here working, and I thought I'd try to call in. You know, I had a lot of sympathy for Grant Smith Ellis, and then your shows have really opened my eyes to really how evil this guy is. He really gets away a lot playing dumb or autistic, but, you know, he's out of control.
He sure is. I mean, he's done a lot of harm to people. Not even a question.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to call in and say that I'm going to probably try to do a standout of one out here. I live in Michigan. Normally, I'm just out here for work. And, you know, I was going to look to see if there was a standout in Michigan, but obviously I'm out here. So I'll probably just make a sign and stand out there by myself.
Excellent. Are you on Twitter or Facebook by chance?
Yeah, actually, we follow each other on Twitter.
Oh, take a picture of yourself with your sign and tell, let us know it's from Hawaii, and I'll post it up on our stuff, and I'll send you a sticker.
I actually had.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you send me your mailing address, I'll send you a sticker too.
Right on. Thanks. Yeah, I actually had dinner with some former neighbors. I used to live in Hawaii, and I moved to the mainland, and I had a dinner with a kid that's going to Boston College right now, my former neighbor, and she didn't know anything about the case. So I filled her in last night, said, go back to school and start following this thing.
Awesome. Maybe they'll start showing up to some standouts.
Yeah, get her college friends involved. Exactly. But anyway, that's all. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you so much for calling from Hawaii. I love it.
All right. And actually, it kind of sucks that I had to follow that last guy because he was pretty good.
He was, wasn't he?
Fantastic. All right. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks for calling. Bye. We got some people standing out in Hawaii. It's pretty cool. People are asking for stickers. If you want stickers, you can hit me up on Facebook or Twitter at The Young Jerks. Just send me your mailing address. As long as I don't get too many of them. So I'll say like the first 20 people. First 20 people that send me their mailing address, I'll send out some stickers to you. Mailing address at The Young Jerks on our Twitter or our Facebook page. And I have some other new stickers that Stephanie, our moderator, created. They're like, we're never going to sell them. They're just some 3M stickers she made up. And we're going to do some type of fundraiser with Nick Rocco with some different gifts. And that's going to be one of them. Some special 3M stickers that she designed. Hey, John Como, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing today? Are you worried about the lawsuits?
No, but there is one more. January 30th, there's the assault and battery charge on James White that Chris Albert has that's going to be over in Stoughton.
What's going on with that?
Just want to let everybody know.
I just heard about that recently. What is that about? Do you know? Were you there?
So, I was there. Yeah, there was 4 of us. Dennis Sweeney was there. Chris, obviously Chris. So it all stems from Thanksgiving night. Chris called me repeatedly, like 5-6 times in a row on Thanksgiving. And I was, you know where I was. We talked, right? I was in New York. And contrary to what people online keep, sending me stuff saying that, I was in Canton and seen with people. I'm like, no, I was in New York, but whatever. So I didn't take the call. But I knew that there was a meeting at the library a week or two later. So I went so I could go see Chris in public so that there would at least be witnesses. And I wanted to ask him why he kept calling me. That was it. And we asked him. He didn't want to talk to us because Jim was recording. And Chris said, if you shut off your phones, I'll talk to you. So we did. And it was just a heated conversation. We asked him if his son was one of the kids that was at that party. And he just kept saying, you mean my minor son? I said, yeah, your son. It's just a son, one of the ones at the party. And he didn't want to, he said that it's nobody's business. And I'm like, all right. And Chris started making remarks towards Jim, calling him a drunk. And he walked over to Jim's car and took a picture of it with his license plate, saying, I'm going to call you in as a drunk driver. And then he got in his car and left. And he did. He called the police because 3 cruisers did show up. They didn't do anything to us. They just followed us out of town. And then next thing you know, Jim White has an assault and battery charge placed on him.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the,
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing to keep in mind from now on is never turn your camera off.
Don't turn
when
the
you're
camera
around
off.
Chris
Right.
Albert. Because that's why, I think
yeah.
isn't that why he wanted you to turn off the cameras?
Pretty much. That way, your word versus my word.
Yeah. I mean,
apparently, not only did he call, he went to the police station to file his report.
I mean, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick if, I kind of get his point on this kid. I mean, he is a public official and he's involved in all this crap that people want to know about. And I don't blame him for saying, hey, it's my minor kid. I'm not going to talk about it. That's every right to say that. But the rest of it, come on, man.
Right. Absolutely. You're in a position of you're representing the town. You need to represent the town. You have to handle yourself accordingly. And he just hasn't. Since he got in, he just has not. Between yelling at women, the fight with Turtle Boy saying I could kick your ass down the street, the calling. Oh, what was the other one? He was calling some lady a loser that parked in front of his. I mean, it's just nonstop.
Crying about the Canton 9. I mean, just what about
Correct. Yeah.
The cops talk to you guys? Like, cause you were the witnesses there. Did the cops talk to you?
Oh, so apparently, no. They only talked to one of the 3 rest of us. And they stated that our phones were disconnected or they didn't have our numbers. They got my number because of the chicken nugget incident. My number hasn't changed, so I don't know what that's all about.
Jeez. Is he going to a magistrate or is it already gone beyond that?
No, going to magistrate on January 30th.
I hope he doesn't get charged. I mean, this is the problem. So. Even if it gets dismissed, if it gets beyond the magistrate, it's like a permanent record. It's like, that's not
right. So we'll all, there's a number of us that will be going on the 30th.
When 30th?
Yeah.
And what court again?
Over
if people want to help out? Stoughton Court on the 30th or what? 9 a.m.
9.
Which is a Thursday, right? A Thursday, I believe it is.
Correct. Yeah.
Thursday the 30th. Yep. Well, I hope I hope the best for Jim.
I have worn your shirt. I will say I have worn your shirt. I don't want you to think that it just got put into a
box,
put into a cabinet anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Does it fit well? Is it? I think it's a double XL. I don't know if it's big enough for you.
It's No. I don't go stop. I went and I had a DOT physical today. I'm actually down. I'm down to 278. So wow. I'm doing good.
You're a big man.
I know. I'm getting smaller. I'm on my way. I was so excited when the nurse was, because I thought I was still in the high 280s, and I'm like, oh. And then she kept moving that little that little weight down the scale. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know.
Now I got one more question for you, John. There's an election. There's going to be a select board election coming up in March or April.
Oh, he's running again.
Who's running?
He's running again.
Conley is, right?
Conley. Yep. So back in I posted about this. I have to go back through the the Canton Chronicle newspaper there. When they moved from 3 select board members, I always say selectmen, but select board members to 5, it was on a year in which, so he had just won to get in. So he was, so since that time when they moved the board from 3 to 5, he's never had to run at the same time as anyone else on the board.
That sucks.
And so for many, many years, he just ran unopposed because people liked him. He's a good guy, on and on and on. So he never had to worry about 2 slot, him and someone else actually running. So for years, he barely ever had to campaign. So it'll be good. We'll have to see what's going on because there's a woman named Sue Harrington that I'm going to start looking into to see what she's all about. But she's going to be running, so at least we know there's going to be a real race.
And that's going to be when? In March, I believe it is?
Oh.
Or April? We need to find out.
I'll get you the dates.
Yeah.
I think it's
sometime in the spring.
I'll get you the dates.
We got to be covering that.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get rid of Conley out of Canton.
Yeah. He's
time to retire, John.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
30-something years is too much. Once again, it's only my opinion. I don't think that being in public office should be a lifetime job for some of these people. It just shouldn't. I can see a decade. I can see 10 years. But at some point in time, you lose touch with why you got in there.
Yeah. I mean, it should be a system where the people who've been there the longest are training their replacements. I mean, that would be more ideal if we had a system like that, but it just doesn't exist.
I mean, even 20 years, there's a whole new. The town 20 years now from 20 years ago is completely different, and for the same people to be running it, it's just unheard of.
Definitely, especially you need at least some.
You
young
have
blood.
all new generations.
Yeah, you need new blood.
Yeah,
you do.
Absolutely, right.
So I hope that happens.
But I just I figure me too. And anytime you want, just give me a shout and I'll hang the jerk curtain up and I'll come on.
Perfect. Thank you, John, for calling tonight. I hope you have a great weekend.
Okay. You too.
Bye now. Awesome. That was the famous John Como from Canton, Massachusetts. He no longer lives there, but he's from there. He went to Canton High School. He was a hockey player, Canton High School hockey player. I like John. John's a good guy. All right. Got a couple super chats that came in. I want to thank the super chatters tonight. Thank you, Deborah Stewart. Very generous. $19.99. I really appreciate that, Deborah. And Della, thank you again. And thank you to the Petty Paralegal for being a member here. I also got a Venmo, it looks like. A couple of Venmo. Let me just check. Sandy sent $10. She says, I just love watching you. You're such a great guy. Thank you so much, Sandy, on Venmo. And Emily also said $20. She said, Friday comedy. I guess Grant is some comedy. Thank you so much, Emily. All right. Those are the 2 Venmos tonight. I really appreciate that. That's huge. Thank you so much. And I think I missed this the other night when the state auditor came on, Diana DiZoglio. Michelle sent $25. She says, compliance is in the eyes of the auditor. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's huge. Thank you so much. I love my super chatters and my Venmos and my Cash Apps. You guys, ladies, mostly all ladies tonight, you really make it worthwhile. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is thank you. Sherry D threw in $5 more to the sticker postage fund. Waiting patiently for my sticker. I hope, make sure you message me again. It's weird because I have had so many of them. Sometimes I lose track of who I owe stickers to. I want to make sure I mailed your sticker, Sherry D. If I screwed up, I want to make sure that I don't forget. I got a few more on my list that I was going to mail out this weekend. So hopefully you're either on that list or I already mailed them out. But if I didn't, definitely message me because I don't want to miss. If anyone that I've promised stickers to hasn't gotten their stickers, please hit me up. Sometimes even U.S. Postal loses them too. I do U.S. Postal. And I need to, I have a feeling I'm going to have to do the dreaded go back to the post office again. The automated machine at my post office doesn't work, so I can't just grab stamps like I want to. I have to friggin' sit in line and wait behind 10 people. It's so frustrating. Hopefully they get that fixed soon. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to sending out some more stickers. Thank you so much for the donation, Sherry D. And if anybody, like I said, wants a sticker, just hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. And if I promise you stickers and you haven't gotten them yet, hit me up, especially if it's been a while. Sometimes I miss them. There's a lot of comments that come in, and it's hard to keep up with them all. I try. I sent out probably 50, 60 of them already. So it's been fun. I like doing it. It's a fun thing to do. All right. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We're going to be promoting free Karen Reed, the Karen Reed Standouts, KarenReedStandouts.com. Going to be doing that on Sunday morning everywhere across the nation and across the world. Karen Reed Standouts this Sunday. Tomorrow night, Saturday night at 7 p.m., we're going to have a little conversation about it with some of the organizers. I hope to see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great night, great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night.